You're in the middle of completing a process with, or about to complete a lesson, or will soon come into an understanding with someone in your life who is conflicted with two very distinct parts of themselves. Hi, I'm Kristen. Welcome to this love message. I'm going to start out with some channeled insight that I really feel very compelled to share with you. And then we'll move on to a tarot portion of the video. And you're welcome to switch to that tarot portion anytime you would like. So I'm getting this very clear message about somebody who is conflicted with parts of themselves. And one part of themselves is very much a person who has been through experiences in relationship. Whether they've had divorce, some traumatic or negative or challenging or disappointing experiences. And from that, they have learned more about themselves and what they need to be more emotionally fulfilled, intellectually fulfilled, physically fulfilled. They have a deeper understanding of what it is to be mature in love, and is very much a seeker of wanting that mature type of love where it's almost like you come together to be in each other's lives, to lift each other up. And it's about compatibility. It's about reciprocity. But there's this other part of themselves that really wants to just have a lot of fun. And although they may feel that in this mature love, in this something that is more, has more depth to it, that there absolutely can be fun in that, and they see that, there seems to be this separation where having something that's just a playmate makes them feel claustrophobic, or to have something that is deeper. It's claustrophobic to them. And perhaps there's another part of them that is a bit of a saboteur, where they find something deeper, but it gets sabotaged. Perhaps this person also at one point in their life went for something more conventional or traditional, or something that was how they were raised to be in partnership, how, you know, a more conventional way of romance. And that wasn't satisfying to them. They wanted something more in alignment with who they are, more what's in tune with the movement of where relationships are going now, which is a lot more fluid, and where people can create what they're looking for and break a lot of ancestral and familial and, you know, chains of what they think that they need to do based on what their community has been doing for a long time, what their family has been doing for a long time. And they're conflicted because they want the depth, but they also want something that they would consider not serious. And so they sit in between because there's this craving for a deeper experience, something that they can settle into and really feel very comfortable to be themselves. But then when they go in this direction, it brings up, for whatever reason, this idea of, it feels confining to them. It feels like, well, I've done that before and I didn't get the experience that I wanted. I didn't get the outcome that I wanted. I felt trapped in that experience. But they don't allow themselves to just be free and have fun either. They don't allow themselves to just date around. They don't want to admit to themselves somehow that they just want to date around or just have fun or not be serious. They rest in between. And I want to convey this because I think it can be very confusing when you're having experience with someone, or had an experience with someone, or you're about to have experience with this, where there is this depth to them. There's a journey aspect that you're taking with this person, but then they talk to you in a way where it's really just about their fears. I mean, they're not going to come out and say, these are my fears around relationship and exploring someone and getting to know someone better, and you know, dare we say, commitment. So you might find that there's someone that confuses you with this depth and of desire, but then can't pull it through. And they just seem to be asking you on all these little dates, or they're kind of like being overly flirty, or they're sexting a lot. But then you see them and there is this deep emotional experience. So that wanted to come up today because it's not you. It's nothing that you've done. You're not bringing all of this into, this is not who the people that you're calling in. This feels like a pivot point where you get to decide what really feels good for you and who feels safe for you to take a deep dive with. And also, are you compromising what you really want and what you really need to kind of to play into a little bit somebody else's confusion? Are you trying to make sense of somebody else's confusion? You're seeing these two aspects. This is this person's issue. They are conflicted. They may say or act in ways as though they want to have a deeper experience, but they're not pulling it through. And if this is making you feel uncomfortable, the message is here to listen to what makes you feel uncomfortable and to know that this is a wonderful practice, again, in you expressing what you need to yourself, and not how long are you going to go along with this sort of back and forth with somebody else's conflict. It's not your problem. All right, let's do some tarot. That was an 8-minute talk. If you resonated, hit the like button. This is a completely different message. So Spirit, give me a completely different message. Completely different message. You and someone else. So someone that you have on your mind is coming out with playfulness. And you are coming out as the thunderbolts, and the energy between you is control. So you are essentially rocking someone's world. You are being a disruptor in somebody's life. Your presence, your personal medicine is having an effect on someone. And it's making them feel playful. It's bringing out their passion, their desire. They want to explore, they want to be curious. But then there's this control in between the two of you. So is this person trying to control their desire? Or are they trying to control surrendering to a deeper experience, perhaps? Because the experience they're having with you is radically different from other relationships that they've had previous in their life. There's something about you that's very different. And it kind of brings out them wanting to control. And perhaps you know that you're doing this for this person. you have this intuitive hit that this is a very different experience for them. And it's a very different experience for you. You are sitting in your own breakthrough energy. You are in discovery of who you are now and what experiences you want to have now. Perhaps you've disrupted your own dating life by dating someone kind of different, or you're taking things at a different pace than you used to. You're doing things differently. Maybe you're even presenting yourself differently based on, I think that in the past, maybe, there were certain masks that you wore or trying to fit in with what somebody else was looking for. I think this is you being your authentic self and blowing yourself away, and understanding that you're blowing this person away. You're bringing out this playfulness. You're shining a light on their own expression of who they want to be in relationship. You are bringing fresh air, like a breath of fresh air. You're bringing a very romantic, gentle, very high vibrational energy. But with this clown here, I'm also hearing, getting circus vibes. Like, I think that this person has, their life is a bit of a circus. Work life, family life, other relationships. They might be involved with exes, perhaps divorces. Maybe they're raising children with exes. Maybe there's more than one ex. Perhaps this person is in touch with people that they've dated in the past. Not that they're romantically involved or interested in them, but there's a kind of there's a lot going on in their life that they feel they need to control, and therefore perhaps they are trying to control the pace of which this experience with you is happening. This is an energy that doesn't want to be controlled. So this sense of wanting to be in control, and it's confusing, because how can someone be so incredibly playful, fiery, passionate? This is a person that also makes you feel like you shine. Like when you're around them, perhaps you can't stop laughing. It's sort of like sparking and lighting your own fire, because this is a very fiery person. Perhaps they're even a fire sign, but they're a very fiery, passionate person who's probably extremely good at what they do. They're a bit of a ringmaster, but a ringmaster of a circus. A ringmaster of various dangerous and absurd and weird acts all happening at the exact same time. So are they dealing with several different absurd kind of things happening with different people or situations in their life all at once, and they're trying to control that and saying that they don't have time for something that's going to come in and disrupt them? The no thingness. Blank space. You're being in the place of non-attachment, not jumping into one of their circus rings, which maybe in the past you would have done, and you would have done it out of a sense of control, to be like, okay, I can jump in there and I can caretake them, or I can help them out or be their support system. And if I do that, then they're going to see how great I am. I think you have this knowledge and the experience of they think that you're great. The question is, are they ready for you? Are they ready to completely start over again? Are they ready to let go of the past completely? Perhaps not. Celebration. This is you in community with people that have a similar mindset to you and want similar things to you, people that you can process your stuff with. This is your friends, your family, your coworkers in your life that you have brought into your life. I think there has been a lot of change in your life in general right now. And every aspect of who we are affects everything else. So perhaps you've had a lot of breakthroughs in what it is I really want out of my career. This is where I want to move in with my friendships. I've cut out or I've let go of, old wars, where there's no point in fighting a battle that's not even worth winning with certain people. Old, I hear like arch enemy, like, they're my arch enemy. You're letting go of trying to control everybody and everything in your life because you can't. You can only control how you perceive things and the actions that you take and your own mental health. And you're spending your time with other people that are on the same path as you are. You're bringing them in. And so there is no reason to jump into the circus. Flowering here on the side with them. Flowering and past lives. Okay. So this person that you're dealing with has been heavily influenced by the ancestral familial patterns, mommy and daddy issues, and how mommy issues have affected the women in their lives that they've brought into their lives. Perhaps, they would date people that were just a lot of fun all the time, and they were having a lot of fun. And, there could have been their mother might have said, that's not the kind of person you can marry. That's not a good marriage partner. That person's not stable enough or whatever. And they listened to them and ended up marrying and spending years with someone that ultimately just wasn't a good match or something like that. I think this person it's coming up because this feels like the Empress, like mother issues of perhaps dealing with strong women. Perhaps they always bring very strong, intelligent, creative women into their lives. But it's like these women aren't afraid to be strong, aren't afraid to tell them how they feel. And maybe it was just something that they were feeling a lack of fun somehow. They were kind of stuck on the beginning of a relationship where things are more fun, and as you go deeper into something, you get married, you get into everyday life, you get into the ordinary routine. They didn't take too well to that. But this could also be they having issues with the mother. Perhaps the mother wasn't there for them. Perhaps they were with people like their mother who weren't there for them, who weren't nurturing, who were controlling. Right? So it's never just one person. It's always everybody involved in the situation. Perhaps they're used to they have been with people that have been controlling like their mother or father. And so anything that is going to be you being direct with them or telling them what you want or anything that's going to feel disruptive to them, it might kick them back into sort of a past experience. Like they're constantly living in the past with the mistakes they've made in relationships. And I do think that they're in a process of perhaps disrupting themselves to some degree of how do I go back and start fresh? Is it even possible for me? Is it possible for me to even have what I desire? So what's just going to happen over the next, let's just say, the next few weeks? The Hierophant. You could find out that somebody is dealing with a legal separation or a marriage that's still dissolving. You might find yourself wanting to be in a conversation with this person around the structure of disruption, around the structure of playfulness, about how can we create structure but not feel like everything is being controlled. Like we can have clear, fluid boundaries, clear, fluid structure. Like, I would appreciate it if you would call me every night and just say goodnight for 5 minutes. I would like to know that pretty much every week we're going to see each other on a date. Whatever it is. And that could potentially cause a disruption in this person that is trying to control everything, because it could kick them back into all their past relationships where perhaps maybe they were with or were attracted to very controlling, significant others. But then on the other hand, there's somebody who I think deep down wasn't necessarily built for a certain kind of societal, conventional thing that they got themselves, or they felt they needed to get into because that's what they were taught. And that's what all their friends had and all their family had and everything that they saw. They didn't go their own way, so there's this lack of appreciation for structure, and there may be a need to try to sit down and talk about how can there be structure that makes everybody feel really good about themselves. And it's not about, a structure can often lead to a lot of freedom, a lot of creation. Page of Swords. Some information is going to be coming to you. I think that there is going to be just a very gentle reach out, a small reach out, either by you or them, to feel out what the truth is about how we feel about moving forward right now. Queen of Cups here. That's that nurturing, emotionally mature energy. Emotionally mature, Nine of Pentacles. So you're coming across as an emotionally mature, self-sufficient, self-starting person who is the sovereign, queen or king of their own life, and you will continue to create. You are seen as that. You are seen as somebody who is, creating a holistic life. Or you're at least in the process of trying to create that holistic life of your dreams. But you're independent, you're emotionally mature, you're nurturing, but you're also very fiery. You're not afraid to say what you want. King of Swords reversed. So perhaps this conversation around structure may be too truthful for someone to bear. It's like they know what the truth is. I mean, this is not like a stupid, unsensitive, unfeeling person who doesn't get it. Like, this person gets like what the needs are, but it's like they're keeping themselves in the circus to some degree. So it could be very difficult to hear, and you may hear something back from them that is a little abrupt. I wouldn't say mean, but just a little abrupt, a little bit surprising. Five of Rods reversed. Five of Rods reversed. But you don't stay in a irritated place. Like, you don't stay in some internal battle with yourself around what did I do, or poor me again, or why is this happening again? I mean, anything like that will, this too shall pass. It'll pass with that good night's sleep that always makes everything feel better, because you are, you have structure in your life. You're connected to your higher self. You have friends, and you have people to fall back on, that you can talk to, that you could kvetch with, that you can get support from. You're emotionally mature, and perhaps in the past where this is something that really would have gotten you down or depressed you, or even made you feel like just pissed and just angry at them. It's almost like you can't even be angry at a clown, and you have too much to do in your life. that you can't sacrifice any more of your energy for someone that, can't meet your basic fundamental needs. King of Rods, it's interesting. King of Rods and the Page of Pentacles, but this is still coming in as this person could offer you quite a bit, but instead they're coming to you like a page. They have the offering and the resources, the lifestyle of the King of Rods. They've manifested a lot for themselves. They are mature in their ability to get things done in their life. They're probably highly successful in what they do, but yet they're like a child, the maturity around relationships. And it could be that this is what it's come to because of life experiences and, events in relationships, trauma through things not working out. I mean, they may not call it that. And so there's something that when it comes to romance and relationships and sexuality, there's something that gets really reduced to a more immature stage, a more immature part of themselves. King of Pentacles. Yeah, there they are. That's so interesting because I said it was the King of Rods, and I was talking about the King of Rods. Page of Pentacles came out and I started talking about the King of Pentacles, and now the King of Pentacles came out. So there we go. I must have somehow known ahead of time I was going to get the King of Pentacles, but you know what that is. They are very stable in many aspects of their life. They are somebody who can make something happen, and they probably are extremely successful at work and continuing to be successful. But with Four of Cups, they just don't see the opportunity always because of a hurt heart. And the World, this is a lesson. Again, these are always lessons in life, showing us where we are, how we've grown, the markers of our lives. And so you can choose to, I do think there will be reaches out, but they'll be small, and you can decide whether that's something that you want to continue with, to explore. Remember, this person just wants to have fun right now. You can choose to have a conversation about bringing in more structure, about getting to know each other on a deeper level on a more consistent basis if you would like. You might get an interesting answer back, and then you can decide what feels right for you. Perhaps you want to take it just for some fun for yourself. Perhaps you're like, no, I really don't have the time and the energy for that. I have too much else to do. But let me know in the comments below what you decide, what resonates. Give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you are enjoying these talks. I would love to get to know you more, have you be a part of the community. We have readings coming out every single day, and I even have some true crime readings come out this week. So look for love, crime, career, all the things. Mwah. Bye.